Episode 9 is set to deliver many different twists and turns as well as surprises in this film by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing I will say that a lot of fans are really looking forward to seeing in this movie is exactly how J.J. Abrams is going to introduce all of these different twists and turns and how they will be utilized in the actual plot from start to finish of this movie. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with both Luke Skywalker and Rey, and a major hint and or indicator of Rey being revealed to be the Chosen One in Episode 9. Specifically, a description of both Luke Skywalker and Rey discussing matters inside of a cave of some kind. It's described that Luke is talking about his nephew Ben. The next goes over Rey walking away from Luke and begins to sit on a large boulder. It's described that Luke believes she is the Chosen One, as he once thought his nephew was. It's described that it's one of the reasons as to why Luke's ghost will appear with Rey, which is because of his belief that she is indeed the Chosen One. The last goes over Rey continuing her Jedi training by rock climbing up a wall. It said the concept of the Chosen One will be altered in the final film of the Skywalker saga by JJ. Now, I want to go over a couple of parts about this. Now, first things first, not only does this connect to what Mark Hamill said about The Last Jedi many years ago, well, not many years ago, but about a year and a half ago, Mark Hamill had an interview and he was talking about The Last Jedi before its release and how he once thought his nephew Kylo Ren was the Chosen One. That was actually embedded in the script of Episode 8, The Last Jedi, that Luke once thought Kylo was the Chosen One, and that's carrying on over now into Star Wars Episode 9 by JJ, where now Luke Skywalker appears to believe, at least that's his belief, that Rey is indeed the Chosen One in Episode 9. Now, in case you guys did not hear about this a couple of days ago, that the whole concept and idea of the Chosen One is going to be shifted and or changed in this movie in comparison to what we already are used to from the prequels. Now, I don't know about you guys, but in my opinion, Anakin Skywalker is the only Chosen One and should be the only Chosen One in the Star Wars Skywalker saga, in my own opinion. Honestly, if they really wanted to, they can make something so poetic to the point where, let's say, Anakin Skywalker could really bring balance to the Force even after death. That, to me, would be truly poetic. But looking at the concept of the Chosen One and how it's being changed, you know, we went over how the Ancient Jedi and the Ancient Jedi lore is actually going to tap into the Chosen One concept in Episode 9, how there's not just one Chosen One, but multiple Chosen Ones in Star Wars Episode 9 as a whole. So, the whole concept of Luke Skywalker believing that Rey is indeed the Chosen One, I can see how a lot of people are going to disagree about this, and how a lot of people may have problems with this. That's a big question open on the table right now, is exactly how would they go about doing this, where it's actually going to make a lot of sense. Exactly what is Rey? You know, does she have Skywalker DNA, or is there something else going on? You know, is she going to be made out to be Luke Skywalker's daughter or something like that, which I doubt. But I think that the only way in order to really make this work is if she's somehow connected to that Skywalker bloodline. But like I say, the Ancient Jedi lore being introduced in this film is telling us, of course, that there were more Chosen Ones before the events of the Skywalker saga. We're talking about Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. So before that timeline, there have been more Chosen Ones that were actually explored by the Ancient Jedi and stuff like that. So JJ is really changing certain elements, and that most definitely explains as to how Episode 9 is going to change the prequel trilogy as we know it and how we look at the prequels. And I think that what JJ's really trying to do is he's trying to really bring it all together. Now, in my opinion, the best way about doing this is, of course, by having Anakin Skywalker, even after death, bringing balance to the Force and staying as the Chosen One. That's the best way to pretty much do it. Now, we do know that there's going to be more Jedi training for Rey in this movie. It's not going to be, like, you know, significant in the second and third act of the movie or anything, but there will be Jedi training to a certain extent, including her using the Force by going on top of that boulder, making it levitate, and doing a lot of rock climbing sequences within this cave, which we actually heard about a couple of months ago. Now, you can really see why they're trying to introduce more training sessions and or lecture scenes between both Luke and Rey, is that we didn't really get a whole lot of that in Episode 8, The Last Jedi. All we got were 2 lessons, and the third of which was deleted and put on the Blu-ray of Episode 8. So technically it's like that one doesn't really count because you're not really seeing it on the final version of the movie. It's probably still considered canon, but you're not watching it actually in the film. So it left a lot of people confused as to where's the third lesson? What's going on with that? Is J.J. Abrams going to explore that in Episode 9? Well, it seems as though that he's doing his own thing in this movie, where it's more around the lines of Luke Skywalker delivering certain truths to Rey and his beliefs to Rey in Episode 9. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.